He said, "Let there be light." Bam. And there was. Why hello? Why hello? Hi, Sophia. All right. So today is a part of the process that I don't usually do, but I'm gonna do it because it's kind of a complicated portrait that I'm gonna try for. I shared on my community. It's a horse and one of my where'd that paper go? One of the ladies, her name is Vibrant Style. I think she was on this morning with some church. She's the one this over. So what I'm gonna do first is kind of sketch it out to get the dimensions of the horse's head and then where her head would be. So just really basic. Just really basic stuff. You know, you're not trying to do perfect right off the bat. And in particular, I wanted to pay special attention to the horse's ears and the dimensions of the from the eyes to the nose. The more right you are, the more it looks like a horse. Um, and then also how there's like a lesser of a lower lip. So like on a horse, it would be way down here. But like if it was a cow, it would be up here. Can you see everything okay? I'm not sure if this is lit quite right yet. Yeah, I know what they are, Sophia. But they're coming over here anyways. And so I have a pretty big sketching thing in front of me anyway, so figure I'd go ahead and see it started. Because really this is about Vibrant Style finding out so she can come watch this process. So what I'm doing first is just like a rough sketch so that I get the dimensions before I waste a bunch of paint trying to get how everything looks quite right. Just end up looking like a cow. And I want to pay attention to the little things, so like the dimensions of the nose is what makes it a horse. See how when I make it a much longer nose, it looks more like a horse and less like a cow. And then it has a smaller bottom lip. And I always notice it's back there a little farther, but their cheekbones is where it's at. So then Vibrant Style herself, she has short, spiky white hair. So for the purpose of this sketch, I'm just doing rough stuff. Just trying to make sure I get the dimensions of her head and the horse and her hand on the horse and these kind of things. So I'll just go ahead and sketch just real quick. Doesn't have to be too specific, doesn't have to be too good. But this is just so that my eyes and my brain can kind of gauge what it's supposed to look like. I'd rather make a mistake on a sketch than like that. That hand's not big enough. I'd rather make a mistake on a sketch than make a mistake on a canvas. You know. I'm not really paying that good attention. Hi, Itachi. Yeah. So I'm just doing a sketch of this thing. It's definitely a challenge for me because I chose a picture that's a horse and her. So that's like a twofer. So you want to find the dimensions of a body. It's best idea to start from the body and go up onto something, then try to do like I did, and end up putting something you gotta erase. I'm just roughly sketching this thing out so that I get in the end, I end up with the right product, end up with the right dimensions by the time I get to the paint stage. That's pretty decent. Being a being a rough sketch. Yeah, I'm just kind of warming up. Um, when it comes to animals' faces, just the littlest things make such a difference. Um, like just with this right here, you could go all kinds of ways. When I was trying to sketch this out before, it looked more like a dragon than it did a horse, which is wild in itself, you know. And this one to me looks all kinds of wild. So I'm hoping in the end that the paint is a better medium for me than sketching. But just because I really cared to get her likeness, I'm gonna start again and do another rough sketch. Try to keep the same basic dimensions. So I'll put her again. It doesn't have to be too particular. It doesn't have to be too right. It's just to get the space covered where her head will be, you know. And even with paint, a lot is done in the second and third run through that is crucial. So I'll try to get just like her dimensions and her shoulders, put her head in the right spot of the canvas, so that the horse is in main view. Also, in the original picture, she's holding up a bucket. I could do that. Just if I had difficulty with the nose, like on this last sketch, where it kind of looks like Clifford the dog a little bit, you know. Well, hi. Real ones do real things. I love your call name. I can't tell. I like it. So this is real ones do real things. Hell yeah. So from the back view of her glasses, it's like there's this little bit of a space between her glasses, just like with mine, is like a little bit of a ball of space. And I'm trying to concentrate on bringing that out in the sketch so that it comes out in the drawing so that it looks more 3D. And then her ears are just little bitty things. If you want to see my source picture, it's on on my community right before I started this. I'm really trying to get sister's likeness. I think I got it, but I found out I'm not really that used to drawing smiles. Like all my people seem to be just like, what, you know, or no emotion or at all, just observing. But like I'm not really that good in every image I see of this woman. She's always smiling. Such a sweet church lady. If you haven't seen her vibrant styles, I'm sure that she'll end up in here. But she is just coming home from church today, so I'm really trying to get her likeness, and it's all in just the minorest little curves around her eyebrows, and then also, like I said, she's one of these people that's just got the muscles that smile, like they can never go out. Like it's just planted there, you know. So very prevalent, and it's not something I've actually drawn or painted a lot of. So it's kind of taken a lot out of my comfort zone, if you want to say it that way. I did do one a Bible Girl that turned out all right as far as pictorials. I'm not the best at it by any means. Not that I think I'm any good at any of this. It's only y'all pushing me that I'm on here. Hi, Rome Dog. Sure do got such good company on these here. So I think I'm gonna do a bucket on this one, just to give myself a break on the horse's nose. Um, just to catch you up, Rome Dog. I'm just doing a couple sketches before I start the paint process. Here's the first one. Just to kind of get the dimensions of her head and the cow's head. Or the cow. See, I said it again. I'm not trying to paint a cow. It's supposed to be a horse. So it's going to be a horse on this one. And that's all about the space in between the eyes and the nose, right? And then also back behind the ears. That little bit of a where the mane starts. That really makes it look like a horse. It's probably my least. I mean, I've tried it a lot more than I have most anything else, but I've not succeeded. So I'm nervous for this one because of those couple things. To tell you the truth, so I'm just going back to the perspective of her arm to put her hand in. Instead of trying to put the hand underneath the bucket, I'm gonna bring the arm to the underneath the bucket and build the hand so that it's all the same dimensions as her. Doesn't end up bigger or smaller than it should be. Learn from my mistakes on that last sketch. Ooh, yeah, okay. Give myself a break and just put that be in her right arm. Kind of give you. So I don't have to draw the fingers. As long as I get the dimensions of the forearm right, should all look comparable. See, that's pretty decent. Then I definitely got to build a better horse. So with me, the horse is all about those firm eye sockets, and then um all that face space, with those big old eyelashes, the big old eyes, just a particular roundness of them. I'm sure hoping my painting turns out better than this though. But this is pretty decent. I drawed one earlier that looked like a dragon. I was like, yeah, that's no good. Definitely not trying to. I'm not trying to make no friggin' dragon. See, and this is not big enough. So, sorry. I'm taking special care to make the ears. I've tried to, I went over for just a little bit, staring over the pictures, taking screenshots just to watch the way the ears are, because it's such an interesting looking thing on a horse. Like little antennas. Not like dog ears where they're just there, or like cat ears where they're like Shrek ears. And which one needs to be. I'm gonna stop and read the text in just a minute. Hi everybody. EM2 Evil I don't know how to pronounce your name, but that was awesome live. I really liked it. I'm excited to see what you're gonna do. If y'all are not subbed up to her, go ahead and sub up to her. If you're not subbed up to her backup channel, do that too. I'm going to share that at. That'd be great. I'm just gonna do a rough sketch. Another rough sketch. It's not bad. She's really got these really prevalent happy cheekbones. I really want to zone in on that. So I'm gonna make the head smaller in this rough sketch. She's got these muscles like they're like implanted in a smile, and I don't think I've ever drawn somebody that smiles so much. Yeah, yeah, that one. If y'all sub up to that, that would help out. This has just been a mod game forever. I mean, since the first time I went in there. Um, and such a lovely voice. Oh my goodness. It's so great when you finally get to see somebody go live and you're like, oh, that's what you look like. That's what you sound like. It's like sometimes it's like, like I'm sure y'all had that with me. Oh, that dude's crazy looking. It's okay. Finally get to hear him be like, heck yeah. I love to see what y'all are into. I wouldn't care if it's designing board games though. I'd be down with it just as long as it's something that really is something that's kept you strong. Or reading. That's another thing I was thinking about doing is like short story kind of thing. Cause I got some books in my head, man. I got some books in my head, let me tell you. And I started a little bit of one, but I just worry about, sounding well. Like that. I wrote a lot of stuff before, but it all just kind of sounded like crap the next day. With the center and then the eyes, I try to leave a little bit of white space um, in the black of it, and it kind of gives them like cartoony look, but doesn't look so menacing. Yeah, that's a little more suitable, but it needs to be a bigger head up on the horse. Can everything be seen? Not really, huh? I really need to get my lighting right. Let me tell you. Still not really, huh? Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Well, I mean, to a point. Well, where's the copyright? I mean, if you buy a book, do you have the right to read it out loud on? Do you have the right to make money on your channel if you're reading books of other people? Because if that's the case, then in 1984, you know, do a study of George Orwell. That would be decent. I'd like that. If it's for the purposes of education and not strictly to make money, I think there's a difference in laws. I'm just trying to think outside the box because I know the world gets lonely. Anything we do that's brought us strength, we should definitely bring that forward. All right. Yeah, I think it's gonna work out good. Yeah. All right, I got to go get my paint tray because I just realized that I forgot it. But I will leave you guys here in just a second. Because the rough way that I usually do, like facial tones, is just not gonna work. So I know this is notebook paper, but just so I can try to get the right color, I really tried to pay attention to what color. She's kind of like an olive. Very, very interesting collection. She's got a little bit of everything, it looks like. So I'm gonna try to go for a certain color as far as skin tone goes. So I'm gonna try to get that up by mixing a whole bunch of goodies on a mixed tray here instead of on the canvas like I usually do. It's not really the way to do it. Do it on a very dirty mixed tray. Can't see. Man, that would be really awesome though if somebody in the crew is like reading some. That would be awesome. Now I think about it. You sure are inspiring. I see why you're part of my group. For real, I see why you're part of the crew. This is not quite it. She's got like a little bit more like blue, but just like a little bit. I don't think it's like a racist thing. People are weird, like they're so touchy about things. But really, I think everybody should be proud of where they're from. And the more I learn about my own, where I come from, where my people have been, it's like mind blowing. No matter which direction I go. So I don't think there's anything wrong with admitting that people have skin color. I think people are stupid nowadays. It says way too green. So if I mix that with the original peach a lot more, I think we'll be having to be good to go. Because I'm working on notebook paper, it might do weird things like try to dissolve in front of me. This happens. This happens. It's a little closer. Okay, now we got an idea. That would at least work for a base color, and then go over it with the lighter peach, lighter kind of mixing color. This might just work out. I know it looks like a swamp monster. That's not how it will look in the end. Okay, on to the next. So here we have a blacktop canvas. I went ahead and blacked it out before the video. Figured it would run a lot smoother. And I'll get that skin tone ready here. Just a dab of that green blue concoction into the peach. And I think it gets about perfect in this case for the lady. And she's got short white hair. If I'm missing the chat, I sure am sorry. Hi, Nikki. Yeah, you sure are, sweetheart. Hey, I'm trying to send Itachi over to your live whenever you're on whatever, because he's a good brother. He's been part of what's been pushing me to do this. Of course. But I sure do love you, and I sure do love the atmosphere you're setting up over there. You know, y'all are kind of perverted. No, I'm just very loving though. Oh my goodness, you guys definitely brightened up my Christmas like a bunch. I don't think I can really overstate that. So today we're doing a portrait, and it's a couple times challenging for me because it's a lady that really smiles a lot, and I haven't actually painted that many smiling faces. And then also she's petting a horse, so I have the perspective of her being about half as big as the horse, or her head being about a third the size of the horse's head, maybe. So I've done a couple sketches, tried to get the proportions right. No, and I've mixed just the right skin tone. I think this is almost right. Maybe it'll dry a little bit darker, I think. So now I'm just doing the basic first layer. Um, Try to get exactly where her head is and where her head isn't. She has actually a smaller head and these really prevalent cheekbone muscles right up around her mouth from smiling all day. This is a church lady on here, Vibrant Styles. She's been in here a couple times, and she actually asked me to do this one, and I'm not too. I'm not the best at these, you know. So took it as a challenge, if you want to say it that way. And I've been kind of avoiding going live because of this, honestly, because I didn't want her to be like, "Hey, what about my portrait?" It's not that you're not important. It's just wow, that was a challenge you don't even realize. So I hope that I do good by you, lady. If you come in here, you're one of my favorite church ladies on YouTube, and it's always nice to see Jamaica. It's always nice to just hang out with you and your group around you. And church this morning was very nice. I didn't get to catch that much of it, but you guys have the strongest church ladies I've ever seen. I've never, I've never seen stuff like that. Actually, uh, they're a lot more timid around here. I don't know. Y'all are about spreading this message. Is what I'm trying to say. And that's okay. That's what we need. So, little bitty. Not going too big on the head. I'm not too worried about lighting. As far as dimension goes right now, making her head look 3D or putting in the eyes or anything like that. I'm just trying to get the basic outline and basic skin tone so that I can go back and do more as we go here. 'Cause this won't take that long to dry. One thing about being a blacked out canvas is the paint may actually come up in rolls if you have too much on there. When it starts to dry, it may actually dry together and kind of like come up as one big lamination sheet of paint. In which case, wherever it's coming up, it'll just come up, it'll like appear like a bubble, and then it will just start coming off of the canvas. And there's not anything you can do besides stripping it all the way down. So it's one thing about reusing a canvas, but in this case, I don't think it'll be too big of a deal. I would actually just use this as a tester on a certain like a way to make a background. So I don't think it has too much paint. I don't think it'll roll it, but in case you do this on your own, be careful. Okay, next we're gonna try to match the horse. Put the horse in there. I think the bucket way looked cooler. I think the bucket way looked cooler. Or this way looked cooler. I think I like the bucket way more. Hmm. So for the horse, it was I guess kind of left up to the artist's imagination. So we're gonna go for like a darker brown, but it's really easy to go real too dark on a black canvas. It's really easy to go too dark, with brown in particular. So we're gonna mix a darker brown with the same kind of peach like we did there, and throw a little color up and hope that I get close. And if I get close, we'll repeat the process on the other side as we go through and edit. For now, I'm more worried about putting the head where it's supposed to be in the right dimensions, than anything. And going darker is not such a bad thing on the first coat because then you can highlight. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to paint wherever the horse's head might be. Rough estimate of where the eyes are, but I'm gonna end up going back through. So if you cover over that area, it's not a big deal. Remember in the big cheek, the big wide flanks on the sides of the faces, because that is a big head. Horse heads are huge, like especially this different breeds. The one that she was in the picture is not huge, but again, this is just to put the color where it should be. These fucking cats. Did I tell you I have a savage cat? Yes, but I called for her. So it's Saw Mouse. I said, "Cat, where you at?" And she come running from the other room. That's a guard cat. She follows me around to make sure nothing messes with me. I never had a cat like that. But again, just real basic stuff here. Not trying to get too detailed with this stage of it. Just trying to get the right sizes in there. It's really the most important part of this art. Um, and some of these too, like they've been called for. I've done them thinking it was gonna be something random, and then by the end of it, most I was like, give it to this person. So I think that's always, for me, it's all about the works. I mean, it's all about knowing that it's not for nothing. I just wanted to get something done when it doesn't seem like I can do anything else. So it's a side plank. And the horse just has not, it's more like a rectangle than it is like a triangle as far as the space between the eyes and down to the nose. It's less like a trapezoid or something than it is like a point. Like a point would be more like a dragon or something. So the eyes would be really close in there. See? And I think it's still not big enough. I feel like I'm still missing something here. And then as I was saying with the sketches, the as opposed to like a cow, or a lamb, that looks like a lamb's bottom lip, if I'm telling the truth. A horse that's very particular. It's not too big, it's not too small. This is too small, it makes it look like a lamb. Get a little bigger. Is it even seeable? I can't. My camera is apparently messing up. It does not look like nothing to me. On my side, it looks like a little circle, but hopefully by the end it'll work itself out. So I'm just gonna square off the nose here, and work on putting that bottom jaw on a little firmer. Just kind of fiddle with it until I get it just right. If you go too far, too shy, everything's pretty much fixable in this way, because you can just go back through and put a little black in the places where you want it to be black. And just like with the sketches, the ears are a very particular thing. They look more like Shrek ear than I expected. I really spent quite a little bit of time earlier looking over horses' ears. I mean, I noticed like their jaw line and everything. I just never really paid attention to the ears. Then I'll fill the other ear in later with the black. And that eye probably needs to be a little lower. But okay, so there's the basics there. On to the next. Let's see. Yeah, it's crazy weather out today. How about y'all? Y'all snowed in? Hi, Coffee. If y'all didn't know, Coffee's a superhero. If you didn't know, she just shows up places. And she's going to be doing guitaring soon. I'm excited about that personally. Thank y'all for all your encouragement. You're actually one of the people that made me want to come on today and last night. If you didn't catch the bowl of fruit, that was a fun one. As ever, challenging. Okay, let's mix up some more of that skin tone and try to do her arm, get the features right. I got a little too green, folks. So unlike a white canvas, a black canvas is really, it's a little easier to. I mean, it's a little harder to mess up that you can't fix it, because black, you can just put more black on it. With the blank canvas, you can't really put more blank canvas on there. So this is a pretty good way to do something you're not so confident about here. So I'm gonna learn from my sketches. I'm gonna go ahead and sketch from her body. I know at first it may seem like I'm painting some naked lady. It's not so. It's not so. It will be by the time I finish. I can't remember what the picture had as far as clothes go, but I'm probably gonna put her in like yellow shirt. So I'm gonna work from the body out. So I'll just finish off her shoulder here. And try to get the arch of the other shoulder. But if you mess up, it's not a big deal. You can always go back through, use the blackout method. Also, this is a gloss background, and these are all gloss paints. But if you were to take something that didn't have gloss in it, it just makes everything look different. On a face, it can make it look a lot more realistic. Okay, so I'll work from the body to the hand. At one point during this video, she's handing this apple to this horse. So I'll go ahead and do that. That sounds like a good way to portray this very smiley church lady. Remember that it's her right arm, so her thumb would be on the right side. So I don't have to be too specific with her hand because I'm gonna go back through and make an apple there. So it won't be too big of a deal. The real thing at this stage is trying to get the face coloring solid and on there. Yeah, that's more realistic looking. This is where you can try to do some shading, which I tend to do by having a little bit of dirty stuff on my brush, and then just working it in dirtier, darker stuff in with the light stuff, so it kind of gives it a shade all its own. I like that, but it's really subtle, and I'm not sure that the camera's picking it up. My lighting, it really has got to. I have to manifest some lights. That's all I know. So I turned on my overhead light. I could do all kinds more, but black and brown, and then being backlit so much with all that snow out there, I don't think it's doing me justice today. She has white hair, but just to get the spacing, get all this right. I'm just making it bald right now, and we'll go back there and put the hair there too. Yeah, I really find black canvases to be fun because they're so easy to correct. But the pre-made, pre-blackened canvases is a whole different bag. It's more like working with a white canvas. They're also great for blacklight stuff. And I did get me a blacklight there, hooked up in the bathroom. Get some pictures of some stuff because I have highlight. I have glow in the dark stuff like paint and all this, and that would also be a fun video, as well as the drip paint, which I'm still experimenting with. But drip paint is awesome, just because it'll be fun to just sit back and watch it do its thing. And all that is paint thinner in paint here. So I had to pay attention sometimes. Check up on the chat. Hi everybody. Yeah, I'm trying to paint somebody. I'm not really that good at this though. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Just trying not to make it too big, too small. If the arm looks bigger, then the head looks smaller. The horse has to look the same size. It needs to be all proportionate. Otherwise, your eye will just eat it like disrespectful. I usually don't do any kind of portraits because I'm afraid to make something that somebody doesn't like. Oh, I didn't go back and check the chat, but Coffee, did you say you had something about guitaring? Because I would really love to hear that. Hi everybody, hi everybody. Nisha. Oh, hi Nisha. I'm sorry, I haven't been paying attention to the chat. I'm painting um J Vibrant Styles. I wrote her tag name down, but I kind of forgot. Diana McBeam, Vibrant Styles, ja. She asked me to do a portrait, and so this is something off of her. My goodness, my brain sometimes off her page. Goodness gracious. So I'm trying to do a portrait of her because she asked me to, but I'm really kind of nervous about it because I'm not so good at this. But I just keep saying that I should accept that I'm better than I. Just for attempting it, I think it deserves some. Okay, so the the next thing was her glasses are a very dominant feature, as well as her high cheekbones is very subtle, but her glasses are a very dominant feature. Um, because they're big black glasses, and there should be like a space right here. So the more that I bring out that little bit of a half a ping pong ball's worth of space there, the better. I don't know about amazing. It's pretty simple. So now estimate where her ear is. Just make the straight line of her glasses going out to create the space that her looking glasses just do like a little bit more than the background. So in this case, I'm just gonna take some of the dirty peach in the back of this and just try to very gently go on the inside of where her glasses will be, just so it's just a little bit different color than the black that's underneath it. Kind of make the lens sort of just appear. I want to thank all of you for your support, especially you, Nisha, your sweetheart. Whatever you do to the glory of God. So I wanted to keep my appointment today and try this. And if you can't tell, this one really like you can almost see it, feel it. This one's really got me nervous because I don't want to mess up. But see, this lady's so sweet too. Sat and did the riddles one day. This morning it was church. She's from Jamaica. Sure, eventually she'll end up in here, but she is just getting home from church today, so probably not. She'll probably end up watching this afterwards. Y'all should try this. It's not that hard. Oh no, that's the only thing. You're just doing it wrong. You just gotta let it dry for a minute. Move on to a different part. It's good to have a wash rag around, something to wipe the old paint off into, and then also I found out a water bottle Just a little bit of water. So, water bottle, just a little bit of water. Very amused with this. Dun-dun-dun. Clean up her arm, that would be great. So if you really want to erase something, you have to be careful using water with these paints, because they'll just erase everything. Water will just start dissolving it by layers. You can actually scrub a canvas clean really, really easy with water. You have to make sure you get your brushes clean. Get your brushes dry on this thing. Grab this big old bandana. Kind of wipe out any kind of mess up that I did have. I just kind of dab. Don't try to scrub it. Then I'll come back when it's dry and put more of the right kind of skin tone I was going for. Okay. Wow. That really is pretty close to the exact dimensions of her head. I mean, it's a little bit smaller with more cheekbone though. This lady, I'm telling you. But move on to the apple so I don't miss anything else up. That fruit bowl really did turn out so bright last night. Y'all didn't see it. First of all, this the Bible study. Yeah, my lighting is shit today. And this is the fruit bowl from last night. That turned out great. I've never actually done one of these. That turned out pretty awesome. So I'm gonna mix up some red. Yeah, here we go. So take a little bit of that green. This is it doesn't look like good on the camera, but this one here is a little bit more green in that skin tone color. So then to make more skin tone, I just mix the skin tone in that. So in this case, I'm gonna use that as my underneath my brush, and then put red on top of that, and then do the apple. That should give me some sort of color variation. Make it look more than just like a red apple. And trying to do it in the dimensions. Make it look the right size. Given that the further away from the body is, the smaller it's gonna get. And then the closer to the bigger it is next to the horse, is gonna make the horse appear smaller and smaller. So I try to get it just the right size. I think people that are able to like cook and people that are able to feel the timing of things are could be particularly good at this, particularly good at music. That this all kind of goes in the same parts. Because you gotta be able to see the spacing. Oh, that's my battery on. I might have to go over with black and clean up the arm a lot more. But if that's a intimidating thing as far as painting goes to mess up, then you never get anywhere. Like I've done lots and messed up, utterly messed up, and it turned out all right. In fact, I've had paintings people gave back because they said they didn't want them because they felt they were mess ups. I was like, what are you talking about? One little blotch. I guess they were to you. Okay. Let's try to clean that arm up a little bit. Maybe here. Because I really don't want to look at that the whole time. Get as close to the apple as I can without making it look like a square. But I hope you guys are really enjoying this. If you have stuff that I'm not already supporting, just let me know. I really love the community we're building on here. I'm glad for my post. Same. Ooh, ooh. Almost get the forearm right. And then bring the elbow out more. But not too far. Not forgetting again and again that clean it all up later. This is a little bit of a darker skin tone, so I'm going to take it in spots that will be darker. It's like underneath the cheeks here. Very subtle things behind the glasses will be darker. Behind the jawbone. Very, very subtle when it comes to coloring on faces. Somebody was, yeah, man was talking about Bob Ross, and that's one thing I noticed. He does landscaping and stuff. He doesn't ever do like pictures of people. I think that man had a hell of a big heart. So I'm just doing a little bit of touch up here, and then we'll get to the finishing the horse. Okay. She's only naked for a little bit. Don't y'all worry. So for the horse, I'm just doing basic brown. I'm just gonna go and do another coat over it. My brush is a little dirty from that skin tone, but that's okay because it's getting more like a chestnut kind of color that I want. A little bit more red, a little bit more, or a little bit less black in there. The Shrek ears just right. And it'll pop a lot more once I get that black lining. Always pops a lot more once you get the outline, especially like the ears. The fur, the mane, whatever, um, will pop a lot more when I do it with black. The background will make it jump. The eyes, probably touch with a little bit of that right now. The nose will be fixed in the outlining part. I'm just going over the checklist here. So next comes probably her shirt. Yeah, let's put a shirt on her. She needs a shirt. So I apparently have a yellow that's mixed with a little bit of orange. I'm gonna try to just kind of blotch her on a shirt here. I don't actually remember what she was wearing in the thing. I think it was like a white and blue thing, but I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was more worried about the way the horse looks. So we're just gonna put her in a kind of drapey, long sleeve yellow shirt here. Putting a darker yellow on the inside to show how the light height's different. The farther away from her you get, I mean, when you're real close to her, it'd be really bright, and then the farther away you get, it would get darker. So I'll put that little bit of orange or more tint to this part. See? Man, I hope this is coming in clear. I'm trying a new thing today on my camera angles and all this. And this may become a two-parter. I'm just not quite sure yet. Depends on how long I hesitate. I've been missing all the comments today. Yeah. Hmm. Here we go. If you get run into a place where you start to see a lot of bleed through, I mean, say you see how the arm is still like the arm is here and then the sleeve is here. All you have to do is just let it dry. The drier it is, the better the paint will go on. And then just go through and put on another layer. But be careful to try to match the color that's underneath it. So that's what we're gonna have to do the hair. Alright, how about that horse? Horse. Alright, horse eyes. That's what we're on. So put aside my dirty old brush here. Get a nice clean one. Clean brush. And I'm forever running out of white paint. I don't know, white and the right shade of red seems to be my thing that I'm running out of all the time. So try to use every last bit in the bottle. Horses have this particularly bulby, marbly eye. This goes back into trying to show depth with a two-dimensional surface. You really have to envision the marbliness of it. You know, if you want to get the glasses right, you have to see the ball that's there. You know, it's just like with the eye. You have to kind of try to envision that marble. And unlike humans, it's more of a circle, and it's also like a little bit longer, if you want to say it that way. Where ours is a little more long, and then the other eyelid wouldn't be much of it. But again, the bulbousness. Right. Being white on black, it's probably gonna take a couple of layers there. Thank y'all for supporting me. Thank you for coming in today. I hope everybody's liking the video. Hope it's inspiring somebody. Even though my lighting is still crap. Let's see. What can I do to help the lighting without showing off all the mess? Oh, let me drop this. That's a little better lighting. It's just so dark. Let's see. Let's see. On my end, it looks a little bit brighter, but all right. So next is the hair. The hair, definitely the hair. So for the hair, I'm gonna take some of that white and mix it with the black kind of brown color, because it's not quite gray. It's not quite white. It's trying to be somewhere in the middle as far as the shading. If you want to see the source picture, go to my page, to my community. I mean, which I don't even know how to get to. So, so her hair comes down to a little bit below her eyebrows, and then she's got like a closer cut around her ears, about like right in here, and then just a lighter cut in the back, like summertime kind of shortcut. So whichever part is going to be the most challenging for me, I try to knock that out first so that I get the proper perspective for the rest of it. The hair is probably going to take a couple times over, and the smaller the brush, the better as far as detail and all this go. Knowing that I'm going to go back through and reline everything, kind of lets me be a little bit more sloppy than I probably should be. Well, so it's not quite white. So you gotta mix a little bit more black in there, but it sure doesn't take a lot of black. See that? There's just that little bit of black has changed the whole thing. I about said messed up. Really, watch what I say, you know. Words have power. This lady's very sweet, and anybody that's gonna challenge me, I don't know, maybe I'm a little competitive, but as much as I don't like competition, I should just want to take. I guess it's like I want to take encouragement well, you know, not just be one that hears stuff. But oh yeah, I bet I'm down. Let's try it. So with hair, I start on the outside, and then layer on the next level, work up to the crown of the head, paying attention to how thick the hair is and such. Try to get the more accurate picture of her. I think this is actually going. This is actually going pretty decent. I don't think I'm looking too bad as far as what I got so far. Looks kind of like her, anyways. I don't think that my Bible girl picture last night really looked like Shay too much. It definitely was a visual portrayal of the Bible study, but I don't think it looked too much like Shay. So white is gonna come in probably last. I mean, say I'm gonna really get the pop out of the white at the very last because it takes so much to. So you just have to keep going back through, so that you don't overdo it. Like I could just whitewash this whole thing, but then that would take a bunch of white and wipe it all over here, you know. But then that would take away from all the texture of her hair. Go ahead and get her head covered. She ain't bald no more. You guys can't see nothing. My goodness. This video is probably one of the worst as far as my filming. It's just been me, someone talking to myself with my hand there. Okay. See it showing up a little bit. I'm gonna go back there when that hair dries a little bit better. With whatever white I got left. Yeah, this has probably been one of the worst filmed lives I've done. I apologize, family. I'm constantly getting better. I look forward to you guys doing this here. We all be learning together. It's nice. Just try to clean off my brush all this excess white that I have on there. Just try to shoot for some of the spots that look a little underdone. Even though I know I'm gonna let it dry and come back. And when I come back, the texture will start looking better and better too. So next is what's I about to do? Lost it. I don't know. Next is I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Hmm. Clean up, clean up. Okay, next. Try to get the horse's nose. So they have these things that are kind of like dog noses as far as the shape goes. There's like a circle and a half circle, but probably not one of my best. I just try to get it just in the right spot. a lot of my stuff is guesstimating. There is definitely math to this stuff. If you were to measure it, it would look a whole lot better. If you use a ruler, I think that's how Rome does a lot. Is a more civilized than I do. Like a savage. I try to be so easy. And I know it can all be cleaned up, but still, I need to make more mess of myself. Alright, let's go back to her shirt a little bit. I'm a little intimidated by that horse, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's going so well and I don't want to mess it up. So, we'll jump back to the shirt. Get another layer of that yellow on there. So she's also got the prettiest earrings. So by the end of this, I gotta put in her ears and be sure to put some silver hoops in there, which is all about perspective. If it doesn't match up all right, that's just how you want it. That's okay. Just let it dry and then go again. Try to get just the right color out of it. For my purposes, it doesn't really matter too much, just as long as she's not naked. That's what really matters. The church lady is definitely clothed in righteousness, and it's obvious if y'all join her or see her channel, you know, jump into one of her lives. Very obvious. So funny the first time that I went on her live because she was playing solitaire, but I didn't see that part. I just saw, I just heard the cards shuffling, and I was like, "Oh no, this isn't a tarot card reading thing, is it?" She was like, "No, no, I'm just playing solitaire. I believe in Jesus, definitely." It's a word. So I definitely don't want to forget her. Silver hoops. I have a silver sharpie that'll work great for that. Okay, so next is the horse's eyes. Horses have these humongous eyelashes. I mean, they're like every girl's dream long eyelashes. Let's see if I can get my arm at the right angle. Not likely. I'll just stand up on it. I'm pretty sure that that was a boy horse that was in the video with her. But so on the top, I got real long eyelashes, and on the bottom, you just have about half or the third of the size. A lot of the dimensions of creatures is half or third. Pretty good thumbnail for most anybody's portions on their face. For instance, one, two, three. So in the bottom third of the face when everything's going on. And with the horse, I'm just gonna roughly put where the eyes are. And to be oh so easy, I don't want a cross-eyed horse. Oh, looking like he's trying to eat somebody. No rabbit horses here. My housemate probably thinks I'm crazy right now. I don't think she knows what I'm doing at all. He does look kind of ticked off, doesn't he? So horses also don't have a lot of white around their eyes. They have a whole lot of iris, which I believe is what that part around cornea, the color part of the eyeball. I forget what it's called. Everything to be corrected with the Sharpie. Oh yeah. All right. just a little here. All right, how are we looking, guys? I'm gonna get caught up in the chat here. Nice, thank you. All right. Y'all are so sweet. I'm so lucky to have such a crew behind me. Oh, it's not luck. I should be changing my words. I'm very blessed to have such a crew behind me. Yep. I don't. Nisha, if you're still here, you're the only mod that has the ability to tag stuff. Just to throw that up. If you want some practice on such a thing, you feel free to do whatever you want to. Did I say tag? I meant put notes up because I haven't figured out how to do that myself. I know that his eye looks crazy though, don't it? Feeling a little bit more brown. Bring out this cheekbone a little bit more. All right. Testing all time. Yeah. I did tell you I don't think I'm that good at this part. Let's see, what else we got? The hair on the horse. So for the hair on the horse, I want to do a little bit of off black. So I'll do brown on my brush initially and then black on top of that. And just hope for the best. Just go right in front of the ears. Start building it forward. Yeah, I'd love to see anything about you, Rome. As soon as I'm off of here, I'll jump over to your channel. It's been a couple of days and you're always putting on new stuff, especially your short game. That's where it's at. And you're always supportive of me. I mean, it's not the reason I'm on here today. You're another one of those ones that was like, where you at? Where you at? Painting live? Heck yeah. Ooh, it's just so difficult sometimes to get just the right color to mess with. But then once you find it, I have some paintings that I don't want to touch because I'm afraid to mess it up. But it's not done. But it's like it's so close. I can't recreate a certain color or like I said before, but that one painting that got given back to me, it had like a smudge on it. It's too much for him. Okay, so next I need a clean brush with black. Do the finishing on the horse's ears and her ear too. Yeah. Zay said he was trying to have me go on today and everything, and I don't think I've seen him yet. Where that boy at? I think he's live talking to 12-year-olds. I don't know what it is about good naturally teasing Jay. I'm just a bully at heart. That's the truth. You have to accept yourself. Know how far you come, Drew. I know. Boy, that's an epiphany for the day right there. Know yourself to know everybody else. That art of war. So I'll just throw her a little button here. Kind of clean up my other lines in the process. Now you got a clean brush with a little bit of black on it. Much cleaner black than what we were working with before. If there's any parts that should be darker, like inside of the nose on the horse, the ears themselves. This is a different black than I used on the background. This is the black out of the tubes, and the background black is just is like a cheap guy out of the bottle. It is a gloss. It is a lot more gloss, but it takes a lot more paint. Like this is 2 layers, and you can see the background popping out where it's like orange and stuff. So I gotta be careful with the eyelashes that I don't make it. I make it look like it's having a good time, you know. Make it look like angry. Angry horse is no good. You can do an angry horse by having more eyelashes on there. They're kind of pointer. Gotta be very careful during this part. And a lot of stuff I can clean up through lining later. As far and also take the background and put down more black if there's spots that like up in here where it's kind of more orange and I want it. Just throw a little black over that. Clean up the ears. Oops. If you smudge a little, no big deal. You can go back over with brown in a minute. Now that the brown is dry, it's a lot easier to work. Guesstimate the very edge of the ear there, just so you don't look too strange. I'll try to fill in his hair here. Darker brown color. Now putting dark on top of light is not a good idea. Putting light on top of dark is usually the way to go. And it will really show depth if you do it that way. This way I'm just kind of screwing around, always trying new things. This looks pretty decent actually. So move on back to the shirt again. It's still the part that's kind of lacking for me. So the side of her head looks great. So the dimensions of her face look fine to me. As far as where her cheekbones is, I need to put a little more emphasis here. So I'll probably go through that with a Sharpie here. I hope y'all having a good day out there. I love that with this platform, we could be talking all the way across the world in real time. So whether it's dinner time or time you're waking up, I hope you're gonna have a good day. I say I hope because I'm not gonna fill in God's words for him, But with all of me, I hope that everybody finds what they're looking for out of today, and I hope you know that your prayers are being listened to for sure, and you're creating your reality. You are literally praying it up. So become conscious of the way that you're doing it, the way that you're talking to God will determine where you're going, what's going on. You're gonna think these things in existence. That's how it is. That goes for good or bad, because Because if you choose to perceive it as a situation, then it is a situation. And that goes for good or bad too. So I hope that y'all have good perceptions and see how the Most High is building up heaven right around you. And all the little signs that could be nothing but Him. Ooh, especially white doves. Y'all see some white doves? Come on, tell me, because I seen one of those in my life, and it was like the coolest thing ever. They're highlighted in the middle of the day. Definitely, definitely something else. Okay. This I'm gonna kind of stall out for a sec. Let's see. Put her earring on here. This black is dry. Vibrant style when you see this. I hope that you like it. I'm not really that good at these pictorials, but I've really given this my best here. Try to make a very sweet horse. Maybe you can remember this day because it was definitely a cool video to check out. As everything on your channel, honestly. I really like your channel. And your congregation is really nice. They're all very sweet. Which is always a blessing to have such sweet people around you. Which is how I feel about my own congregation as it is. What's up, Zay? Dropping likes. That's how that goes. I'm just playing with you, dude. Ooh, that's a little too yellow. So I'm gonna try to wipe that brush off a little. So it's a little too yellow for me. Nope, still too yellow. I'm about to get some more white paint. That's all there is to it. But really, her hair is more like grayish. It's almost like the underlying color in this is. But we'll turn it more like yellowish. Yeah, what choice do I really have? Unless I want to bust out a different kind of white. Kind of do, yeah. So we'll just leave this as an undercoat here. Give her hair more thickness. No, you should probably go to work, bro. Bro, but I appreciate your support and coming out, and we'll all be here when you get off work. So yeah, as a matter of fact, if you did a live later, I would definitely be down to hang out because it did not. Last time I did not really get to hang out that long. Kind of had to go and do stuff. So, especially if it's a thing you're doing during the Bible study, I actually be flipping back and forth. That'd be awesome. But you should definitely go to work.